The RBI says more jobs and the opposition is unimpressed. If there's one issue that the opposition repeatedly targets the Modi government on, it is the issue of unemployment. And now ahead of the budget, Reserve Bank of India's latest report on jobs has triggered a blistering political face-off between the government and the opposition. Let's take a look at some data. Let's take a look at some report highlights and the attack that is coming in from the opposition as well. As per this report of the RBI, India has added 4.67 more jobs, 4.67 crore more jobs in the financial year of 2024. The numbers suggest that there are currently 64.33 crore provisional jobs. Last financial year, this number stood at 59.67 crore in financial year 23. As per RBI data, India's employment grew by 6% in 2024. We have the data here for you, and this is what it says. 2019-2020, 5.5%. There was a slight decrease in 2020-21, 5.1%. Then there was a massive decrease. It came to 3.3% in 21-22. Then 3.2%, 22-23. The dip continued, but then there was a sudden rise. It reached 6% in 2023-2024. Now, in 2023, it was growing at 3.2% as per the data. What are the 5 takeaways from the latest RBI report? Let's take you through the takeaways that have been mentioned in the report. Number 1, job growth almost doubled in financial year 24. Let's move on. Take a look at takeaway number 2. It says India's employment rate accelerates at 6%. Takeaway number 3, India created 4.67 crore more provisional jobs, something that the opposition is finding it hard to agree with. Takeaway number 4, presently there are 64.33 crore provisional jobs. These are the takeaways from the report. Number 5 says employment in 27 sectors rose by 3.31%. So good news according to the RBI report that we have more jobs in the market now. But let's take a look at what the opposition is saying, because like I said, clearly the opposition isn't convinced and impressed by the data put out by the RBI. This is what Mallikarjun Kharge has said. Attack number 1, 54 lakh jobs lost in 7 years. This is based on NSSO data. And on non-agricultural enterprises, it says 16 lakh jobs increased in 12 years. Mallikarjun Kharge has come down heavily on the government, slamming the government. And the allegation of the opposition is that the unemployment rate, in fact, is increasing, but the RBI says there are more jobs in the market. Attack number 3, urban unemployment rate at 6.7%. Let's move on. Let's talk about attack number 4, 10% decline in new jobs in 2023. This is as per the EPFO data. Attack number 5, high unemployment among the educated. So the Congress and the other parties slamming the government, saying unemployment is on rise. Attack number 6 of Mallikarjun Kharge, current unemployment rate reached at 9.2%. RBI says that the job scenario is improving. We have more jobs. And Mallikarjun Kharge says 83% unemployed people are the Indian youth. 7 crore youth joined labor force. 0.01% growth. That's the charge coming in from Mallikarjun Kharge. He says 42.3% graduates under 25 are unemployed. Even 7% growth won't create enough jobs. This is based on the Citigroup report, which says we need at least 1 to 2 crore more jobs to improve the situation. Let's take a look at more reactions, how the opposition is looking at the RBI report and hitting out at the Modi government.
That pakoda selling is also a job. What kind of jobs this RBI speaks about? See, they may give out any fancy numbers. They may say this has never happened in Nehru era. This has never happened in Indira's era. This has never happened in Rajiv Gandhi's era. But the fact is, on the streets, on the ground, the common man is still suffering.
Unemployment, underemployment are the most burning issues that country is facing today. Ever since Mr. Modi started pursuing aggressively the neoliberal economic policies, I mean handing over all public sector undertakings to private sector, promoting the interests of corporate houses.
इस सरकार का आज तक का जो दृष्टिकोण रहा है, आज तक का जो प्लानिंग रही है, आज तक जो सामने आया है, उसके देखते हुए कहा जा सकता है कि ये सरकार विश्वास की सरकार नहीं है। ये कह कुछ देती आंकड़े, लेकिन सच्चाई इससे परे है।
Let's open this up and go across to our guests. Who's in denial mode and whose data is more accurate? We have Guru Prakash, national spokesperson of the BJP, joining us. We also have Kailash Adhikari, MD Governance Now. Dr. Nikul Patel, leader of the Congress, is on the broadcast as well. And we are also joined by Ghanshyam Tiwari, national spokesperson of the Samajwadi Party. Good evening to all of you. Ghanshyam Tiwari, I want to begin with you because in multiple debates you have spoken about the issue of unemployment. Today, when the RBI has put out this report, why is the opposition saying that it does not impress them? RBI says job scenario improving in India. We have more jobs.
Good evening to you, the viewers and fellow co-panelists. India is a country of 140 crore people. The census will tell us that roughly 40 crore are children under age of 14. That is 100 crore people left, 100 crore adults. Now RBI wants to believe us to believe that 63 crore of these adults are working. The labor force participation rate is roughly around 60, which means that 60 crore are available. RBI wants us to believe that of the 60 crore people who are available to work as per their own data, 63 crore are working. It means that people in India are overworked. An average person you find on the street has more than one job. And RBI also wants to believe, and the government wants us to believe, that this growth rate has grown up 10 percentage points in the rural area and has largely been stagnant in the urban areas. What kind of bizarre logic is this? This is what happens when an autonomous organization such as RBI becomes subservient to the government. And it is not what I am saying. The past three governors, Raghuram Rajan, exited unceremoniously. Mr. Viral Acharya exited unceremoniously. Mr. Urjit Patel exited unceremoniously. These people wanted autonomy of RBI. But when you create an institution that is supposed to subserve the government, you will have bizarre data that 60 crore people are available to work.
You are saying what is the logic to this, and this is a bizarre data. Ghanshyam Tiwari, the data that you just spoke about, is this based on the Citigroup report or multiple private reports?
The data that I spoke about is the data you can quote from pibgovernor.in. This is government report that says that, first of all, census is Government of India's job. That tells us of the 140 crore people, how many are under 14. Then the government data will tell us of the 100 crore adults in India,
so that
what percentage are looking for jobs.
So that government data we are believing. But the RBI report... But the RBI report is bizarre. The RBI report is bizarre, Guru Prakash. One data of the government we're ready to believe. RBI report is bizarre. And the private reports, just like Citigroup, there are other reports that are, suggesting the government that even at 7% growth rate, just 80 to 90 lakh jobs can be created. We need 1.2 crore jobs more in the market.
Census you have to believe, right? Census is not government of...
Let Guru Prakash respond to you.
Swati, I think it's very important. No, Swati, I think it is very important for us to understand that the opposition leaders have unfortunately become naysayers. And like you pointed out, like you hit the nail on the head, it's the selective amnesia of the opposition party. But we have to understand that it is a very encouraging moment. My friend from Samajwadi Party just took the name of Mr. Raghuram Rajan, and we know how big an economist he is. He has made several predictions saying that doomsday is very near, and the data, the effectiveness of the economy has proven him wrong, or not on one occasion, but on multiple occasions. So I think we must need to understand that this was a country where financial untouchability was there. Post 2014, under the Pradhan Mantri Jan Dhan Yojana, more than 50 crore bank accounts have been opened. And the fact of the matter is, the point I'm mentioning this because when we say that we are the fifth largest economy, we are on the path of becoming the third largest economy. Prime Minister Modi, the Bharatiya Janata Party, the NDA is ensuring that the economy growth is equally distributed to the last person in the line. You look at all the data. You might not trust the RBI data. Please go and read the PLFS data, the periodic labor force data. Please go and read the worker population ratio, which has seen a massive increase of 55%, more than 46%. So I think the opposition will not believe when IMF says, the opposition will not believe what the World Bank says, the opposition will not believe when the Niti Aayog says that the multi-dimensional poverty has gone down. More than 25 crore people have risen beyond the poverty line. So I think the opposition has become a group of naysayers. But what has happened in the last 10 years, Pradhan Mantri Mudra Yojana have created opportunities, have given already 34 crore loans. loans.
Okay,
And
you're saying
all
it is,
these
you're
loans,
saying it is the
Swati,
positive
let me make
impact
this
of the
very
policies
clear,
of the
as
government. It is
management, we
helping in
voted
job creation. But Guru
much
Prakash, that question that I asked Ghanshyam Tiwari can be asked to you as well. When it comes to the private reports giving a thumbs up to the Indian economy or to the government's policies, it is taken at face value. But when there are private reports that criticize that and cite data contrary to what the government is saying, they are rubbished.
No, absolutely not, Swati. I don't agree with you. And I think it was Mr. Rahul Gandhi from the Congress party who said that poverty is a state of mind. What has happened? See, the leadership difference is this. Prime Minister Modi has seen poverty. He has risen from poverty. He has risen from the ashes. So the fact of the matter remains this, that a person who is an entitled, who has a privileged background and a person who has seen poverty has worked beyond his mandate and ensured that poverty is eliminated. In the last 10 years, like I said, more than 25 crore people have risen beyond the line of poverty. Okay. And we do not believe in selective amnesia. It is the opposition.
Let me begin, Kailash Adhikari, to break down the details. And let's once again on the screen show our viewers what these reports are saying, what the RBI report is saying, what the CMI report is saying, and what the Citigroup report is saying. And Kailash Adhikari, without getting into complicated calculations, if you can break down the details on whose numbers should people go by?
Swati, it is very clear that firstly, the Reserve Bank of India is a body which is set up within our nation, and the kind of hand or the kind of influence or the kind of perfect data crunching that it can have, naturally an international or an MNC organization sitting outside India or just having a presence in India, there will be a difference in the data first. So going by the RBI data, the Reserve Bank of India data, naturally employment in this country has risen from 2017-18 to 2021-22. So every year 2 crore jobs have been added. That is the RBI data, which has been validated by the Ministry of Labour and Employment as well. Now coming to the data which is given by CMI or given by Citibank, everyone who takes data has a different methodology and a different approach. It's like the sample size, everyone, the kind of approach that they take or the data touch points that they take, because statistics is different, when an RBI does it or any other organization tomorrow for that matter. The statistical approach is different. The people applying the mind is different. The denominators are different. The kind of weightage that you are applying to each and everything, that is very different. We just see the headline numbers at the end of the day. And by looking at that, and we have all experienced after 2014, with as Guru Prakash ji said about financial inclusion, how many bank accounts have been opened? After that, the kind of money that has come into the financial system. Earlier, that money we used to run a parallel economy. Okay. Now that money is there into the formal channel of the country, which has actually.
But do you have a simple answer to my question? We are looking at multiple reports, the RBI report, the private reports. On one hand, it's a win-win situation as per the RBI report. Some predicting doomsday, saying that unemployment is rising massively.
Now, I don't see that it is doomsday. Even Citibank has not said that it is doomsday. Citibank has categorically mentioned in its report that India will grow at 7%. And it is no mean feat in today's time, with the kind of geopolitical tensions that you have towards the West, to grow at 7%. India is like it's a shining spot in the entire globe. Yes, Citibank does say that it might take time to grow certain jobs, but it does not spell a doomsday for anyone.
Dr. Patel, it might take some time. 7% growth rate is what Citigroup is also talking about. It says, yes, at the maximum it can generate 80 to 90 lakh jobs.
See, I would like to appreciate all the reports that are being kept by any agency, because ultimately that report reflects what the present status of the country is, whether it is RBI, Citigroup. Now, what's the part of the government? That government has to look into it, critically study it, evaluate, and make a policy so that it will be benefit to the country. Now, if your own data reflects since 2019, the jobs are continuously decreasing, and now this year there is some rapid pace. And I would like to acknowledge that since last 10 years, Rahul Gandhi as well as Congress is continuously speaking that there is no job, and now government is looking after it after 2024 Lok Sabha elections. I would like to thank Bharatiya Janata Party to think of the people of the country. Secondly, now whatever data is coming will be appreciated, but still the efforts has to be made by the government so that ultimately it goes to the benefit of the people. GDP, whatever given by the agency, country is growing at that rate, definitely the jobs will be created. But as a part of opposition, whatever claims we are making, that ought also to look to be critically by the government instead of criticizing it and looking it in the negative way that we are anti-national.
Okay, so Guru Prakash, what Dr. Patel essentially is saying was when the opposition leaders were hitting out at the government or asking the government to look into the dip in employment, that's when the government kept silent, did not address the issue. Now that there is improvement, the government is boasting, talking about adding jobs, creating jobs.
No, Swati, I think I would like to challenge the spokesperson from the Congress party. You look at our performance on any indicator. You look at the 10 years of UPA government and look at the 10 years of NDA government. What was the average unemployment rate of the UPA? It was more than 10%. What is the average unemployment rate of the NDA? It is less than 5%. So I think before making any assertion, you should base your argument on the basis of data. Point number two, what is very important for us to understand that Prime Minister Modi has said it on multiple occasions. Swati, today there are more than 100 unicorns in our country. Prime Minister Modi has given a slogan for our youth. Do not be job seekers, but be job givers. So under the Prime Minister Mudra Yojana, where 35 crore loans have went to the women from marginalized section. Under the Stand Up India, we are seeing SC/ST entrepreneurs coming out, and that is the result. The resultant increase in 4.67 crore extra jobs by the Reserve Bank of India is a testament to our policy, is a testament to our commitment to financial inclusion, to growth, and a growth that takes care of every single person. SC, ST, OBC, minority, Mahila, absolutely no discrimination.
Okay, quick rebuttal from Ghanshyam Tiwari. Go ahead.
Well, I think BJP can create, it's a party of Babas. It can create any data out of thin air. In October 2023, the government released the labor force participation data. And it states that roughly 60% of Indians are looking to participate in the labor force of 100 crore people. And RBI, the new Baba for BJP, comes up and says 64 crore have jobs. That's point number one. Guru Prakash says Mudra loans, Mudra loans. The government says that 44 crore Mudra loans have been awarded. In a country of 26 crore families, 44 crore Mudra loans means on an average, a family has received 2 Mudra loans. This is the next biggest scam after the Chandalo Dhandalo electoral bond scam. When you are saying that in this country, each family has received 2 Mudra loans and they have created jobs. This is a time when the degrees will reveal itself, just like Mr. Prime Minister's degree.
Okay.
There's a time of truth, and the time of truth is here. It will be heard in the parliament when the budget session starts again.
Huge difference between claims and truth. Guru Prakash is responding to it. He's showing something. What is it that you're showing, Guru Prakash?
No, I think my friend was quoting data from the LFPR. The LFPR has clearly shown, it is the data from the Government of India, that 56% the worker participation rate. It is an all-time high the last year. So I think whenever you challenge the data, through Mudra Yojana, what has happened? You take a job, I did not speak when you were speaking, sir. I did not speak when you were speaking. Thank you so much. So the labor force participation rate has seen 58%. The worker, I think let us speak on the basis of data. Let us speak on the basis of data. The labor force participation rate is 57.9%. As you can see here, the worker participation rate is 56%. So when RBI says there is additional 4.67 crore job, there is Mudra loan behind it. There is Stand Up India behind it. There is more than 100 unicorn in this country behind it. Before giving any sermons, before saying any Baba, I think the unemployment rate under the Samajwadi Party government was at an all-time high. In Uttar Pradesh government, you should be answering for that as well. But now you are taking a high moral ground.
But Mr. Adhikari, another question is on the quality of jobs. Like A. Savanan of the DMK says, because pakoda selling is also a job, he says, and lack of jobs in the formal sector. Is that also, something that the opposition is talking about and perhaps a very important talking point?
No, pakoda selling, if someone is trying to create self-employment for him or herself, I don't see any demerit in it. I mean, what's wrong in it at the end of the day? If you are doing something that is legal and lawful and you're trying to earn livelihood for yourself and your family, there is nothing wrong till the time you do not violate law, And at the same time, talk about the formal sector. Name me one sector, Swati, which is not seeing growth in this country. The services sector has seen the growth. It is the largest contributor to GDP. The manufacturing sector, because of Make in India, the kind of robustness that sectors such as defense has got. Today morning, I read a news article in a newspaper which your company publishes, one of the the group companies of Times Now publishes,
right,
saying that for the first time, shipbuilding will be done by an Indian conglomerate on the ports of Gujarat.
All right.
You know, after that, agricultural sector, the single largest sector to contribute towards the national economy, has seen a growth.
Okay, you're saying every sector has grown. BJP says the opposition cannot see anything positive in what is happening in India. The opposition is hitting back at the Bharatiya Janata Party, saying there's a huge gap between the truth and the claims that are being made by the BJP. The numbers are out there, the reports are out there. See for yourself and take a decision on who to be trusted on this issue when it comes to job data. Thank you very much, gentlemen, for joining us in the broadcast.